Okay, so we're gonna go over some options to counter the body lock pass, mainly, focusing on the Omoplata, okay? And the first thing is, basically to recognize whether I can kind of force my partner into this body lock style game. One way you can do this is by making two grips right behind the triceps over here. And then you can start to threaten with hook sweeps. Obviously, if he doesn't post, what's going to happen is Ivan's just going to get kind of swept over, right? But he does manage to kind of post over here on this elevation. I kind of almost want to kick him away a little bit and post my feet on his hips, okay? And then once I get my feet on his hips, that's where we can operate, all right? Another way to think about this is, if Ivan comes in and tries to get a body lock on me, if I can react and get my feet on his hips, before he closes distance, again, this is a great kind of place to operate and set up the omoplatas from, okay? And pretty much when we're here, we want to take control where I can both push and pull him depending on what he's doing, all right? So what I'm going to look to do now is basically control his triceps on the one side, and then on the other side, I'm going to move myself to the side and kind of frame his neck. I can even make a grip on the fabric over here, make a grip on the fabric over here for the time being. And what this does is, for some reason Ivan's driving too close to me, I can kind of frame him and push him away. But if he's kind of trying to retreat, almost pull out, yeah, I can also kind of anchor myself to him and kind of pull him closer to me. So these grips are kind of nice to operate from. And then once we get in this position, I'm going to look to attack Omoplata on the side that I move my arm to. And either way, when I'm here, pretty much I want to be using some sort of a bridge. So you can see I bridge into my partner and I push him away. Why? He wants to create distance and kind of bend my spine over here. So as Ivan drives into me over here, he gets better purchase on the position, and it's harder for me to pass my leg in front of his face. But when I bridge, you can see I make some distance over here. Now with this distance, I take this hand and I'm going to get a wrist bone underneath his elbow. And usually the guy's going to be tight on this elbow a little bit, so what I want to imagine is almost like I'm heel hooking it. So I start to rotate his elbow this way, okay? And as I do all these things, my whole goal is to get Ivan's head off center so it's easier to pass my leg in front of it. So I'm pushing that way, I'm bridging that way, and I'm rotating the elbow that way. We can see I got his head off center. And the fact that my hip is out of the ground over here puts a lot of weight onto Ivan and hangs my weight from his body, different than if I was like this, okay? When I'm here now, I start to hip escape out onto my shoulder, like so, and then I can swing my leg right in front of his face very easily. And can we rotate Ivan? More. Yes. So when I'm here and I swing my leg, I want this action again of this thigh getting his armpit to kind of go this direction. So my leg passes in front. And then from here, I'm looking to control triceps, retract myself out, and then now from this position, we can just review our basic finish over here. You can either make a switch for the belt and the sleeve, or you can stay on the triceps. Either way, I'm going to rock my leg straight, stretch his shoulder to the mat by putting a lot of weight from my hamstring right on the back of this guy's shoulder. Leg swing back, reach for that shoulder, that lapel underneath on the far side so he can't hit that forward roll. And then I start to drift this knee down to the mat as I sit up and tell him a secret, and we get the tap, okay? So again, all that to say, I'm just looking to start getting my feet on my partner's hips, so whether that's going in proactively and kind of hook lifting and throwing myself there, or reactively, he goes enter on that body lock, boom, I find the feet on the hips. Now from here, I start to get some control of him, and depending on what he's doing, I'm either pushing or pulling him in that sweet spot, to get that distance that I'm looking for to still have control but swing my leg in front of his face. From this position, if he starts pressuring into me with hands connected, I'm going to start to look to make a bridge, look to frame over here, rotate his elbow, hip escape out onto my shoulder. You can see as I did that, my butt came off the ground, leg swings in front, okay? So one time quick, Ivan. He's gonna go for the body lock. Feet on the hips, bridge. Leg swing and throw. From here, I start coming up, weight into the shoulder over here, circle my foot back, control, sit up, and we get our finish on that omoplata.